Yo, what's up, family? What's up, friends? OG Larry back at you with three more hot ones. I got three more hot ones that are under $10. I think they're hot ones because they have nice potential upside, limited downside considering where they have fallen to, where they have fallen from it, I should say, and where they had the potential to go. So, with the potential upside being much greater than the downside, I got three stocks here under $10. Now, I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. This is not financial advice and all that stuff. But if you want to make some money, and if you have a small account, these are some stocks that I would look at putting in mind. And one of the three that I have today, I actually already own, which is the first one that I'm gonna talk about, and that's Webull. Webull is a digital retail brokerage and trading platform that offers crypto, fractional shares, options, and global access, essentially a competitor to Robinhood, but with farther and broader reach. So, and it has advanced tools. If you look at what I'm on right now, which is Webull, to show you where these stocks have been and where I think they're going, because this is my favorite platform. It's my favorite platform. I started with this in Robinhood, and Robinhood was much more difficult for me. It was easy to trade, but it was also a lot easier to lose your money and harder to protect it because I didn't like how their stop loss and it's kind of hidden away, and you got to go through this and that to set your stop losses and all that kind of stuff. And if you're not very disciplined or well disciplined or don't know the tricks of the trade, then you'll lose a lot of money trying to trade on Robinhood. So I don't recommend Robinhood. But Webull is a good app, and it's a good app that I like, that I trade on anyway. So Webull was up to almost $80, and now it's down to right here at $8. So that's a heck of a drop, and to me it gives it a much better upside. And the analyst rated as a strong buy with a significant average price target, implying 100% upside from recent levels. So if we get 100% from here, Webull is going to be $16 or $15. So, and when I first got in Webull with around the $10 range. I remember selling Webull at 15 or 16, something like that. I made a lot of money off of it. And then it came down and I bought back in and it dropped back down again. But it still has a lot of upside from where it's at now. And I still believe in it because, like I said, it's not going anywhere. They do everything. They may not have all the aspects of gambling and some of the other stuff that Robinhood does, but those are track more naive money. So if you want a safe place to put your money, in my opinion, Webull is a good place to put it. So, and I don't know, I guess that's a free plug if anybody's listening. And it's expanding this crypto and international trading service, which could expand users and fees for the long term. So, they make their money off fees like with all the other platforms, and the more they offer and the wider the range, then the more fees they're going to take in. So, it does have risk. Everything where there's reward, there's always risk, and there's always risk involved in anything in the stock market. But you want to take a calculated risk and educated risk, which is why I'm trying to give you the information that I can find so that you can make an educated and calculated risk. It has wide and scope price swings, of course. Like I said, I've doubled up somewhere in the 10 to 15 to $20 range when it was doing a lot better than it's doing now, and it's posted net losses recently, and the path to consistent profitability isn't yet solid. So, with that being said, it's down to $7, y'all. I mean, just put it on your radar, and if you and news could move it, you don't know what catalyst will pump this up. They could have an excellent earnings report and pump this up. So have it on your radar for a potential move, for a potential breakout move at any point in time, and then you'll be ready. It's better to be prepared and not surprised. So it's got just the upside, just going out the upside, growth and trading volume, crypto income, international expansion, and better monetization. So those are the upside factors in a Webull. So I'm on to the next one, BBAI. BBAI might be considered a riskier or beat down play, a play not to get in, because you got to go way out to look at BBAI to make it make any kind of sense while I'm even putting it in a video. But BBAI is dependent on defense contracts primarily, and if those defense contracts expand to foreign contracts, also BBAI could make a lot of money. So right now, right there on the weekly, BBI has been bearish. We've had bearish week last three last 2 out of the last 7 weeks has been bearish, and this week right here we have an indecision candle. But I zoomed out even further and looked at the monthly. We have a hammer doji on the monthly, and we're towards the end of the month. So, if Webull can get some action anywhere in the next few weeks or whatever, this candle can maybe potentially expand, and BBAI can get back on the move to the upside. As far as the is what BBAI does in particular. They're an analytics decision intelligence company, and they focus on defense, national security, and complex analytics, and think AI for strategic insights rather than consumer apps. So, and when it comes to the defense spending, it's benefited from the increased federal and potentially international spending, especially in defense and security projects. So some analysts see modest upside of 20% in the next year, but that's just within the next year. And the 20, if I can get 20% on my money, and full disclosure, I only own 3 shares of BBA right now in my portfolio, but I have skin in the game. So even 3 shares, if you start with 3 shares right now, that's less than $20. So even if you just got $20 in BBAI, it's a start. And I'm going to build my position and try to get my 125 shares of BBAI for the long term, because I think that that's going to double, and who knows, it could 5x or 10x depending on the climate and defense spending and security and all that, because Trump is putting a lot of money into defense spending and defense, and the war czars and all that kind of stuff. That you never know what kind of fire BBAI might catch. And they have recent acquisitions like Sage Boost and recurring revenue projects, and give access to new customers and markets. And so the revenue bears. So with the good comes the bad, because the bearish revenue is uneven. So some declines tied to government contract and timing. So this could be, if the government happens to pour money in it, you would get a bump. You don't know when that time is going to be, is what this said to me. But it's a hold or a neutral right now. But like I said, well, these are just stocks I want you to put on your radar, because in the long term, these things could move, and at the prices at this low, it won't cost you an arm and a leg to put some skin in the game. Even if you just start a position, and if you see it going up, then you have a low cost basis, and you can just average on in. You can build your position. You can dollar cost average in. So this is for my short term investors, and those that don't have, I mean, my long term investors, but don't have long money. So just put this on your radar. Like I said, I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell, but BBAI is on my radar. I got 3 shares because I ain't that big boss 1 million shareholder or anything like that, but I did think it was worthy enough to grab a few. And finally on the list, which is the big dog of these three, NVTS, especially you guys are going to hear about this, that Gen gallium nitride and silicon carbide, is GaN chips and SiC power chips used in charger data centers, EVs, and other high-tech applications. I hope I got that all out right. But what they do is help solve power and efficiency problems in growing markets like AI data centers, EV charging, and renewable infrastructure. The technical short-term indicators sometimes show buy signals, and investor interest has picked up as market embraces GaN technology. They have partnerships and products expansion that can help capture more high-risk, high-performance chip markets. So, of course, they have the 12-month target was below the current price, so they've already got above that, and implying, but it could be division, could be potential downside or valuation risk, but the upside catalysts are more dominant, because you have these other AI continued adoption of the GaN and SiC high growth sectors and industry partnerships that expand their market access. So this is just another one to put on your radar for what they do, and they got partnerships with NVIDIA, and anything NVIDIA picks up is worthy of to be on your watch list, because while NVIDIA actually had a little uptick this week in their price, and because they've been kind of consolidating on the low end of the range, and finally picked up a little bit. So keep this on your radar. That's the monthly candle that looks very bearish, and like I said, this month is about to end. The weekly indecision. So while it has had great price movement, it did have one heck of a bullish engulfing candle, and it's been as high as 17.80, almost $18. So it has good potential and something to put on your radar. And you're gonna hear about it. If you don't hear about it here first, you'll hear about it soon after, because a lot of YouTubers out there, they're just copycatters. They don't really do a lot of their own research. They get the play. So I just scan and dive in and fish for plays that I think are gonna make money, or good plays, have good fundamentals, and sometimes the technicals even line up with the fundamentals that make them worthy of a watch list. I got a pretty significant watch list. I don't gamble on all these plays, but these are some investments that I'm willing to look at, considering the next 2 to 5 years and what they have potential to do. So, with that being said, if you found value in this, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and check me out on my short-term journey, because my small account hustle, because that thing's killing it, up over 200% year to date, and it's a whole different level over there. So, and if I abide by the rules and play the game this year, that $1,000 is gonna go to 100,000. So I'm getting a little dry from talking, so I'm gonna get on out of here. Peace.